Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2023 Audi RS5 Sportback. Huge shout out to Audi Greenville for providing this sedan for me today. Check out their website. They have a huge selection of new and pre-owned inventory. That link is down in the description. So the RS5 behind me is finished off in a Scary Blue Metallic, and it has an MSRP right at $85,000. So let's start off today's review with what powers this RS model. Underneath the hood, you'll find the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 that is paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the Quattro all-wheel drive system, propelling this 4,000-pound Sportback from 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. It has a top speed of 155 miles an hour if you opt for the competition package. It also has a fuel capacity of 15.3 gallons. You'll expect to see around 18 miles per gallon in the city, 25 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 111.3 inches. Its overall length is 188.3. It has a width of 73.5 and a height of 55.1 inches. As we make our way to the exterior styling now for this RS5, let's start off with the hexagonal grille. So for this model, the badges up front are finished off in chrome, and then this even has a forward-facing camera nicely tucked up underneath that Audi badge. For the honeycomb design in the grille, there are plenty of cutouts to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. This also has a set of LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. The turn signals have the sequential design to them, and you will notice there's a trim piece on the outer section of the headlight housing that matches nicely with the one in the lower section of the bumper. So it's almost one continuous piece minus the bodywork, of course, running right through the middle. Now this model also has the driver assistance package. So there's two sensors on each side. That is for the adaptive cruise and all of that technology. There's also forward-facing sensors, a little bit more of a cutout in that lower section, along with some brush trim, which matches the trim accents on both sides. And then there are 4 lines that come down the hood, meeting the top of that grille very nicely. So it has a distinctive front end, but it flows great, leading to the side now, where this has a set of 19-inch wheels all around. They have a really cool dark finish to them. There's a multi-spoke design to them. The RS brakes are just behind that. This also has the RS tuned suspension as well as the sport differential. You'll notice too that the gloss black makes its way to the side. It's in the lower side skirt there. There's some more brush trim accents for the power folding side mirrors that also have the turn signal, and more of that brush trim surrounds all of the window accents too, which ties in nicely. This does have a sunroof and some great lines that run down the side. They are very crisp, especially the one just above the door handles and then in the lower section of that door. So it flows nicely, giving it that Sportback appearance, flowing all the way to the rear, where this does have a trunk mounted spoiler that is finished off in gloss black, gives it a good definition. There's also a backup camera, all of the LED taillights, and all the sensors are in the lower section. There's more of that brush trim, as well as the dual exhaust and some more gloss black. So that trim matches nicely with the wheel color accent to really bring it together. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space, what I love about this Sportback is it doesn't have a traditional trunk. So you can use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath. And with the Sportback design, the entire glass opens up, giving you an ample amount of space. So it's a lot more versatile than a traditional trunk style would be. And as you can tell with some items in the back, there's a lot of space where you can definitely pack this full of items. There's a storage net on both sides that you can utilize. There's even the spare tire up underneath where you could use this for additional storage as well if you needed to. And then there is this removable cover. You can remove that, of course, to get a little bit more height, or you can remove it and fold down the back seats to provide you with a lot more interior space. You could probably fit a bicycle in here. That is how much room there is for this style of vehicle. Now up top with that power liftgate, you can close it, and then you can lock it, of course, if you are leaving for the day. As we work our way to the back seats now, you can lock and unlock this using the back door handles. What I love about the design is that they actually open up, so they don't come towards me, they go up towards the sky there. And with the pillarless rear doors, gives it a really cool look. Now for this model, the interior has the carbon fiber as well as the Alcantara, all of the leather. It even features the Bang & Olufsen sound system. There's a little bit of storage in the lower section, but a beautiful design that leads our way to these beautiful diamond stitch seats with all of these stitching and accents. And at 5'10", I can hop into the back where I do have the front seat set at my height. So I have plenty of room for my feet and my legs. There's storage nets, your climate adjustments. These are even heated rear seats too. And there's a few auxiliaries in that lower section. Now at 5'10", my head is just up against the headliner. A little bit on the small side for these back seats, but I could ride around town, be very comfortable, maybe go on a quick road trip in the back. So it is doable for full-size adults. And right in the middle, there is the armrest. There's a little bit of storage in the back section, and then you have the cup holders in the front section. So there are two individual ones. You can even fold down this middle seat too. So if you need a little bit more versatility, you have all of these to fold individually, which is nice to see. Now, being a Sportback model, there's really no blind spots. Large windows on each sides of those pillars there. So it's definitely easy to see in all directions, and of course, very easy to hop out. Now for the driver door panel, it's just like the rear. However, there's the addition of all the window adjustments. The side mirrors are also heated, so there's that control. There's the memory seating adjustments, lock and unlock, even some brushed accents for these front door panels. And then same design for these seats with the RS badge, a little bit more lateral support and all the automatic adjustments. These are even massaging seats. So there's that adjustment that you can go into. And making your way to the front seats now, it's a low car. So it's very easy to get into, where we are greeted with the perforated full leather steering wheel. It's the RS steering wheel, of course, with some brushed aluminum accents. Now on this right side, there's Bluetooth and voice commands, tuning and volume. This is even a heated steering wheel, and then there's an RS setting that you can choose to use. On the left side, there's some other adjustments that you can use to go through that virtual cockpit, and this even has a set of steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. So in order to go through some of these controls, cruise control and the adaptive cruise is that stock on the left side. Let's fire this up. With my foot on the brake, we can bring this to life. And looking at the virtual cockpit, for the current setup, over on that right side, there's power and torque. The tach and miles per hour are right in the center, along with what gear you're in and the driving mode. And then in the entire lower section, all of that is fixed. So you will always see that. In the upper section, those are the different settings that you can go into using those controls over on the left side of the steering wheel. So currently it's showing the date and the time. You can also access the fuel level as well as the consumption. There's your short and long-term memory, which is basically the trip information. You can monitor that driver assistance, look at stop signs. Now, if I go over to the right, there's any notes. You have your phone when that is paired. And then the last one is for the navigation, so you can view that in full screen. Now, if you'd like to see that in a larger view, just click on the view icon, and now that map will pull up in the entire area there. You can also go through that rest of that information in a little bit larger of a view if you would like to be able to see that a little bit better. So just depending on how you are driving this, if you want to see where you're going, of course, with the nav, you can bring that up in full screen or hide it away if you want to see some of this other information. So it's a really easy system to go through with all of those controls. There's even a favorites button in the lower section that you can push on. And then over on the right side, if we jump back to the RS button, you will see that change. The exhaust note will actually get louder too. And so you can adjust that, pulling up some more information on this left side, like the G-force meter and your tire pressure. So it's pretty cool to quickly get into that. Now on the left side of the steering wheel, there's the headlight adjustments, more carbon fiber. And then right in the middle, we have the touchscreen system with all these icons that you can go through. So on the home screen here with the split style, there's Bluetooth, phone, and navigation. And then you have easy access into your radio and media. You can go into the navigation. If I go into vehicle now, go into the drive select, these are the different drive modes that you can go through. So comfort, auto, and dynamic. And then there's also RS1 and RS2. So you can go into these further and really configure how you would like this to drive. You even have the sport differential that you can configure too. So that is nice that you have two different settings depending on what you are doing for the day. You can even monitor all of that under RS monitor, so you can check all of those vitals as needed, and there's a few other icons that you can go into. Now on that left side, clicking on home, we can go back to this screen where all the icons were, and then there's also shortcuts into the navigation along with phone and media, and then the radio and the Sirius radio. And underneath you will see air vents going all the way to the passenger side, along with carbon fiber surrounding that entire trim piece. Right in the middle, there's all the climate adjustments along with the heated seats. So those are on both sides. And then you can adjust the temperature with the dials on each side. And if you hover your finger on all of these, you can actually see which way you need to push this. So if I go up, that will go to AC on and AC max. And then if you had it up, you could see just by clicking it down, we'll go back to off. So it's pretty cool to see that. We even have adjustments for the rear that you can go to just by clicking on this one 2 down, and then where the air needs to go. There's also the defrost settings too. Now underneath that, there is a shortcut to the drive select, traction control. This even has parallel parking. So we have the parking assist, which will be helpful in certain situations. There's the parking sensors, and then you can shut that upper screen off as needed. You can simply just tap on it or push on that button again to bring it back to life. Now in the lower section, there's a little bit of storage with some auxiliaries, 2 cup holders, and a small squarish compartment right in front of the leather shifter. Now in order to put this vehicle into reverse, the trigger is on this left side. I will push it forwards, and now we have the 360 camera system with that top-down view. You can expand this on the left side there to get all of these various angles. So you have no shortage of visibility, especially in those parking lot situations, and then you can quickly get into the park assist if you need to use that. Drive is going to be all the way back, and if I pop this over, that allows you to shift using the shifter itself or the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and park is located on the back. Now behind that, there's the electronic parking brake. There's also volume and tuning for the radio, a little bit of storage where you could place the key fob or something small. And then right in the middle, as you can tell with the armrest down, you can actually get access to the wireless charging pad there, or open this armrest up the rest of the way, and you gain access to a little bit more storage along with another auxiliary. Now for the glove box, there's plenty of room for all of that information, so you can put anything down below that you need to. And up top, this does have a sunroof. So that sunshade is automatic. So by using that control, we can open that up, where you will also notice there's all of the dome lights as well as the sunroof adjustments, and then the touch sensitive dome lights are on both sides. As we set off now behind the wheel for the RS5 Sportback, like I mentioned earlier, this model has an MSRP right around $85,000. It really doesn't have too many options. We have the driver assistance package and a few other items. So there's probably about $5-6 grand worth of options for this particular model. So for $80,000 for a luxury focused sedan like this Audi, I can absolutely see this price being justifiable with everything that it has. Now it's not the most tech focused as far as having a million different items to go through, but if you're buying this Audi, you're not really interested in that next level of technology. It still gives you a lot of tech to go through. I really like how simple it is, but what it has to offer, which is of course nice to see. Mild acceleration, and it's so quiet, it's so smooth. That was even in the RS setting too. I would like to see it a little bit louder, especially since there are 2 different RS settings that you can use. So it'd be nice if you had an active exhaust system. Even though this does have the sport exhaust, personal preference, I would like to see those modes allow you to make it a little bit louder. But $85K, and we have a pretty solid interior with all the carbon fiber, all of the leather. It's definitely premium for the price. And as far as handling goes, now you can hear that exhaust a little bit under a mild acceleration. I love how quick these paddles are too. This is a sleeper style Sportback because it's quiet. You really wouldn't look at it like it's something that has a ton of performance. So if you want to stay somewhat under the radar, we have a little bit of a flashy blue, and obviously we're in an Audi, but it's an extremely comfortable daily driving type of vehicle with plenty of storage space. And from second gear, here's a mild acceleration. we are up to speed. Shifts are so smooth. With this being an Audi, it's a lot more luxury focused, of course. Even though it's still a sporty model, those shifts are almost not existent, which is nice because it gives you that luxury feel while you still have that performance. And like I said, it's not too loud either, which is nice. So you can make this a comfortable daily, and then if you want to take it on some back roads and really get in some spirited driving, you have the best of both worlds. So this would be a perfect dad mobile, maybe a mom mobile, so that way you don't have to sacrifice anything and still have some of the performance. It's such a fun vehicle to drive too. I can't get over getting behind the wheel of Audis, just how solid they feel. And for the price, like I said earlier, you really can't beat what you get. Obviously there's a little bit less tech than some other vehicles, but you're going to get a reliable vehicle and you are going to get what you want without anything else, which sounds odd, but for me, I like simplicity. I like not having too many options to go through. You even get the massaging seats. I didn't show that angle earlier, but we have 3 different settings that you can go through just to give you a little bit more comfortable of a drive for your daily commute. Such a nice interior. I will say that the back seat headroom is a little bit tight. I do wish that was a little bit bigger. You can go with the RS7 though, if you want that extra rear space. So if you want more of a smaller size sedan, the RS5 will be a good option to go with. And so we will do one last turn and acceleration for today's video. So coming down to second, brakes do a good job. And just like that, we are up to speed. So that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 Audi RS5 Sportback. Once again, a huge shout out to Audi Greenville for providing this vehicle for me today. Check out their website, that link is down below. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and smash that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.